Well, I got originally probably intrigued with Cuba along with some friends and associates because, you know, we didn't know a lot about Cuba. The historical association between the United States and Cuba is well known, yet we have this kind of mysterious, forbidden land. It's absolutely captivating, the people. You know, you go to a place like Cuba and you see these people that are articulate, intelligent, resourceful people that simply need a little bit of help from their neighbors. And so I think what's so enticing about this is, A, it's accessible. You can do an awful lot with a relatively small amount of resource. The mission of Friendship Cuba really is kind of twofold, and that is provide medical assistance, medical equipment and training in some cases where it's needed, and at the same time foster a greater interfacing, a greater understanding between the people of the United States and Cuba, because we all know that within the next 10 years the two countries will probably have normal relations. So might as well start working on it now. And these kind of programs build that kind of goodwill. So Americans don't know much about Cuba and have some misconceptions about it, and Cubans have a lot of misconceptions about Americans. But I think a lot of the misconceptions are that, somehow they're still the Cold War enemy. And people just take from that somehow the people of Cuba are our enemy. And of course, I think intellectually most people know that's probably not a coherent interpretation, but on the face of it still you have the perception problem. So to be able to overcome that, you simply have to get people in touch on a people-to-people basis. Cuba is not only full of surprises, it's full of contradictions. That's probably one of the more entertaining things about getting to know Cuba. The Cuban people, because of their circumstance, are very resourceful. You have motorized bicycles being made from lawnmower engines, which are quite common. You have them fixing 1952 cars with parts that don't exist. So you can't help but get bit by the bug that says, these people are perfect candidates for being assisted. Here you realize you're really teaching them to fish, and they take it and they run with it. So they're extremely proud, resourceful, extremely gracious. One of the misconceptions that most Americans might have is that Americans aren't welcome. That couldn't be farther from the truth. Culturally, that they are warm, gracious, intelligent, literate, resourceful people who appreciate the hand that's being extended. So that's what's enormously gratifying to us about our program, is that when we walk away, we know that we created a multiplier effect. When we go in and we do a surgery, when our Austin Smiles surgeons or our other doctors from California do a surgery, we know that a couple hundred people at that hospital are going to go home and tell their families at dinner what the Americans came and did and who they are and how they were and what their demeanor was. And those people are going to tell the people on their block, and you're probably going to change the opinion of between 1,000 and 2,000 people as to what an American is and what his intent is. In the case of Friendship Cuba, U.S. Medical Assistance Foundation and the Friendship Cuba program, we have set it up to where it's inclusive. Everyone who wants to participate will participate in a way where they have feedback, they can go in some cases. 100% of the monies that do come into Friendship Cuba are either expended directly on the medicines that are delivered to clinics across the countryside or hospitals, in which case, most cases, we actually go and put them on the shelves ourselves. They don't go to the Cuban government and then we wonder where it went. It actually gets delivered to Caritas, or it gets delivered to, for instance, Rosario Church, and on Tuesdays they have lines of people that come and personally receive with a little piece of paper from their doctor saying they need this Tagamet or they need this amoxicillin. It's essentially a prescription. And many times I've stood there and witnessed our medicines being distributed directly to the people. The MedPack is professionally packaged by MAP International, and these are donated medicines from just about every pharmaceutical company in America. Pharmaceutical company takes this soon-to-expire medicine, donates it to MAP. MAP package these things into MedPacks, which are easily transportable as luggage. So it makes for the courier, simply if he's willing to pack light, take his clothes with him and check our MedPacks into the belly of the plane, they can both get into Cuba. And any one of these MedPacks, by the way, affects 250 to 300 people. And this MedPack costs our traveler $400. and I don't know anywhere else you can have an experience you've been curious about, spend $400 more than you would otherwise spend on your travel, and affect the lives of 250 people while you do it. Culturally, it's such a rich society. Of course, Old Havana architecturally is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and should be seen by everybody. It's got a fairly aggressive renovation program it's going under. The Cuban leadership, current leadership, has got 15% of Old Havana under renovation, has been renovated or is under renovation. A lot of old, beautiful Spanish colonial crumbling buildings, so it's going to take a while to do it all. They have excellent medical training. They just don't have equipment, and they don't have the latest techniques. So that looked like something that could be easily provided. The Austin Smiles Group, which is a Austin-based group that has a 15-year history in providing needed cleft lip, cleft palate surgery, is just an amazing set of doctors who stand to reap no benefit other than just the satisfaction they get from applying their trade in a way where it's really needed. And we've linked up with them because we have the contacts and the resources in Cuba to allow them to function easily.
Well, you know, the mayor...
Cuban doctors are some of the best trained in Latin America. So we're not coming in and saving anybody. What we wanted to do was put together a collaborative effort between the American doctors and the Cuban doctors so that they would work together in solving some of the problems with some of the newer techniques that they may not be apprised of. So the Central Pediatric Hospital took the lead in assembling kids from around Cuba for our doctors to triage. The kids themselves were excited but apprehensive. You know, you're a 9-year-old or 7-year-old Cuban child from Matanzas, and you're going to Havana to Central Pediatric Hospital to get worked on by a bunch of American doctors. Oh my God, we've heard about those Americans. So, you know, it's a daunting experience, but at the same time you're excited because you understand that what's happening here is unique, and that you've been selected.
Many Cubans get thank you because this boy will kiss many.
Yes. I think he'll do fine.
It looks great.
That's got to be the best part of it. Anybody who goes on one of these missions takes a look at, you know, the response of the families, and if you can peel one of the mothers off of your neck from hugging you and thanking you, you know, you get a chance to look in the eyes of the kids and see the appreciation. And there's probably nothing more gratifying than standing in that OR and watching, for instance, Dr. Vergara, the chief of surgery for the Central Pediatric, high-fiving one of our doctors over a successful procedure. I mean, the enthusiasm for what they're doing comes out, and again, it plays into that second mission I have for the whole thing, which is fostering greater relations between, in this case, the two medical communities. So, you know, we've sat back and said, who are the losers in this? Who pays the price for what is going on here? And this is a win-win-win-win-win situation. There's at least 5 parties winning and nobody losing.
Delivery for this donation.
Agradecerle su visita aquí a nuestro policlínico
Thank you for visiting us in our
y decirle en nombre de todos los
in the
trabajadores
name of all
aquí,
the workers.
muchas gracias.
Thanks a lot.
Gracias. De nada.
Speak Spanish.
Un poquito.
I want to give you Dingman for the hospital, for you, for the dissection of the pharyngeal plaque. Perfect, precise, and because the enemy of darkness is light.
¿Entiende?
The defect he was also real tethered, so I just did another one of those, you know, kind of wedged it down, based it on the gingiva, flipped it back up, and then brought everything together.
I want to give you this, you know, curiosity of an elevator.
Or the nose.
Or, you know, yeah. This is a vial. And this is for this, you know.
It would be good if we could fix this.
Yeah.
Si podemos arreglar el suyo, ¿no?
If you would like to support our efforts in Cuba, call us at this number to find out how you can participate. And remember, a modest effort on your part can produce an enormous result.